With me in the commentary box is Lou Richards.
So we begin the second term at Princes Park with Hawthorn leading 6-2 to 1-5 after a very good first quarter, although Carlton had most of the play in the first 5 or 6 minutes. Knocked down to Tuck, who gets caught very quickly, but the umpire electing to bounce it once again just wide of the centre circle. Fitzpatrick and Byrne. Very scrambly stuff here. The umpire has found a free kick going to Hawthorn's Lee Matthews, who gets decked by McClure, or was it a little bit of acting?
I think he tripped over him, Pete.
An Academy Award performance from Lethal. Not his forte. Knocked away by Moncrief, playing from behind. A chance for Wallace with the bandaged knee. Gets it out to Knights, one of Hawthorn's best players in the first quarter. Knights' shot won't quite reach the goal. In the goal square, Hunter. And the ball rushed through for one behind by English.
They're struggling at the moment, Carlton. They don't know where to go, Pete, do they?
Austin still at fullback. To the pocket. Looking for Perovic. No woofs at all. The centre wing, Turner and Meldrum. And the ball out of bounds. We'll see it thrown in. Possibly tending a little bit towards Hawthorn's right half-forward flank, but it's a long way from goal. It's going to be Knights doing the ruck work for Hawthorn against Southby and Bazasto. To Meldrum. Up the centre wing. Or a chance for Marku, who shrugged the tackle early. Gets well clear, centres the ball out towards the half-forward line. Kelvin Moore and Ditchburn. Big Madden caught by O'Halloran. And umpire Ian Robinson with a smile from ear to ear elects to ball it up. That's right, Ian, look at the camera. Madden, or too tall. O'Halloran palms it back. Oh, stolen from Ashman by Kennedy. Up to half-forward. Knights is the flyer with Perovic. A chance for Hunter. Knights recovers well. He's burning at half-forward. Knights, he could go from there if he's straight enough. Puts it through. Well played for the Knights, and Hawthorn go further ahead. 2 goals to Knights. 9 kicks, 2 handballs to Peter Knights. The Peter Knights of old as Malin comes off, and he'll be replaced by Corkamilas. 1-5 to 7-3.
Just shows you how badly Carlton are going, Peter. When Hunter comes out to pick up the ball, he fumbled it, couldn't get in there, and that allowed Knights to get clear and do a beautiful left foot snap for goal. And it's a bad day for Carlton when Hunter starts to fumble the ball. I'll tell you that now. So we're back to the centre, and the Hawks running hot at the moment. Into this quarter by about, well, just over 2.5 minutes. And they've got a nice breakaway here, 7-3 to 1-5. Knocked out by Byrne, doing well in the ruck. Back to Corkamila, spins out of the pack nicely. Hooks the ball back there to Johnson. He's clear. Quickly plays on, looking down there for Ditchburn. Oh, he got his hands to it, couldn't hold the mark. There's Marku with one in the back, but the umpire didn't spot that. Picked up by Ho-Ho, the crowd not too happy about it. And finally it's picked up by Eade out there at half-back. A short pass coming over there now to Shields. Cop one over to Turn. Another long hand pass out to Matthews. But it's a bad push-on picked up by Sheldon. Back towards Bazasto, and he's got the mark about 35 metres out from goal directly in front. Well, that wasn't a free kick to Marku. I've never seen one. Straight in front. The kick. He didn't make the distance. Oh, they're really having a bad trot at the moment. Carlton, look at him going crook, so he should. Perhaps he should polish up his mirror a bit. 1 goal, 6-12 points. Carlton to Hawthorn, 7-3-45. As the ball comes back into play again. Tuck at the back. Kennedy had a grab too. Glaskett coming out of the pack. Gets a hand pass out there to Marku. Running to an open goal. Fires, but he's grabbed well that time by Green, and finally forced through for 1 point. So they're putting pressure on the Carlton attack all the time, and consequently they're not kicking so accurately for goals. You can see on the scoreboard, 1-7 to 7-3. Ball back into play again by Moore. It's a long kick. In front is Meldrum. Couldn't hold that mark. Fitzpatrick goes for a hand pass. Back to Meldrum again. Juggles the ball nicely. A shot at goal, but once again off target. There's a mark on the line by the big fella Madden. He could be a danger down there. Justin Madden only about 10 metres out, but right against the point post. The umpire bringing him around now. What he should do is run around off the mark and try and snap this for goal. But then again, that may be asking a lot from a ruckman, mightn't it? For him to try and work it out. He keeps on going back. He'll finish up in the middle of Princes Park.
Big Matt, very calm and collected about the situation.
Well, there could be a danger down there before the day's over when they all start to get tired, because it's going to be a pretty tough game before it's over, Peter.
Hawthorn still lead 7-3 to 2-7 at Princes Park. Erratic bounce favours Michael Tuck eventually, picked up by Southby. Kick barely 10 metres. A knock on to Ashman to half forward. Marcoux can't make ground. Dool takes the handball to Johnston. The Dominator's pass to Ashman on his own. Buzusto calling for it, but when you're 25 metres out from goal, I think you should have a shot, and that's just what Rod Ashman's going to do.
Plus the fact he's a rover too. You don't pass the ball when you're that close to goal, do you?
No, you don't wait for the handball. That's a goal. 2 goals in 35 seconds for Carlton, and the Blues looking a little bit better. The rating premiers showing a little bit of fight at last here at Princes Park. 3-7 to 7-3, 20 points the difference.
Of the second quarter, Hawthorn still leading 53 to 26.
If he got into position at the back is Ditchburn. Flew high, knocked his own mate down. There's Meldrum coming out of the pack. A running shot for goal, but he's off target, put the ball out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick down there to O'Halloran for Hawthorn.
A lot of mistakes being made out there at the moment.
Particularly by Carlton, Peter.
Mark taken by Turner, and up a short pass. Snapped up by Eade, who plays on again with a short pass to Kelvin Moore. One long kick would have got it to there. Knights and Southby. Punched away by Southby. Corcomelis gets it to ground. Picked up by the 250-game veteran. Meldrum at the back. Play on, says the umpire. It's out of bounds. Left forward pocket for Carlton, about 35 metres out from goal. Madden and O'Halloran will do the ruck work. Predictably knocked down by Madden. There's a free kick, isn't it? Surely. Out of bounds, or is it a point? 1 point.
I reckon there was a free kick when you nominated it, Pete, because he was nowhere near the ball and the bloke was hanging on to him.
That's how I saw it, and you can only call them as you see them. A short pass, Green, that was dangerous. Green luckily gets away up towards centre field. Hand pass comes to Sheldon, gets it back to English. Out to Ashman, or too high for him. Polkinghorne tries to see it out of bounds. Oh, hip and shoulder. And Matthews gets one from Dool. The umpire's letting it go a bit here. And Robinson's plucked out a free kick.
Against Ashman.
I didn't see what that was for, but...
Well, he dumped Matthews when he was nowhere near the ball.
And Carlton supporters don't like it. Matthews plays on. Well, has to. A bit of interference there too, and the umpire still lets it go. Fitzpatrick. Ball is high, doesn't cover the required 10 metres. Picked up by English. Well, I don't know about you, Lou, but I think he's their best player. Johnston. Johnston is at right half forward. Plenty of advice from the Carlton crowd as to where and when to kick it. He's gone for a short pass. And whatever crossed his mind, that was the correct thing to do. Ditchburn.
Played pretty well, Ashman, just to say.
He has, yes. Plenty of possessions. Ditchburn a short pass. Bad defence from Hawthorn. And Corcomelis has the easiest shot at goal he'll get all day.
Well, here comes the Golden Greek now. Whether he can kick this goal, it's a matter of opinion.
And if he missed, I think he'd be off the ground again. He's had a couple of goes so far. Corcomelis from 10 metres out. Be a goal anyway. The umpire had blown the whistle. If it hadn't been a goal, he would have got another choice because the Hawthorn player had crossed the mark. It's 20 points the difference.
Well, Carlton's certainly looking a lot better now with Carlton 4 goals, 9-33 to Hawthorn 8-5-53. As Pete said, 20 points the difference, and Carlton playing a lot better than they did in that first quarter. They got off to a great start in the first 4 or 5 minutes, had 3 points on the board before Hawthorn could score, but then they fell in a heap.
Sevens big league from Princes Park. We're at the 17.5-minute mark now of the second quarter.
Knocked out by Byrne. Swab gets it over to Wallace. Still getting a million kicks there at centre field. A chance there for Moncrief. Oh, after him now is Austin. There's three of them after him. Now down he goes. He's upended. Missed by Shields that time. Out it comes to Hunter on the boundary line. Oh, he picked it up beautifully. Goes for a pass out wide. I think it may have been out of bounds. The umpire spotted that. So it's out of bounds. There'll be a throw in from that forward pocket position for Hawthorn. Round about, let me see, 10, wouldn't be, it'll be right against the point post. Still 20 points the difference. Well, actually, there'll be a free kick there. It'll go to Fitzpatrick on the shoulder. The Carlton skipper has the kick down there in the back pocket, goes across goals and a mark to Sheldon. Sheldon's got that ball in the opposite pocket now. Hand pass coming out there to Perevic on his own. Bell's out there at half back, goes for a long kick up there towards that wing position. The back is Austin doing a great job for Carlton. Goes for a pass, he's hooked it back there. Now it's a mark to Glasgow. Badly timed that time by Kennedy. It's 10, it's not Glasgow, it's Mark Buckley. Looks the same as Glasgow, got his socks down. They've both got fair hair. So it's Buckley. He's out there at centre half forward. It's a long kick. It's a beautiful kick, but it may be off target. The back fly. Beautiful mark to Mazzusto in front of the pack. What a screamer. Beautifully timed that time by bustling Mazzusto. As we see there on the screen. That was a lovely mark in front of the pack. And of course, he's got a chance to kick his first goal. And that makes the difference. Only 14 points now. 5 goals, 9-39 Carlton. The Hawthorn 8-5-53. Well, that was a great mark, Pete. He's been out of the game for most of the day. I think he's only had about 4 touches. And, of course, that goal was a valuable one to lift the morale of the team that's been sinking up until this last 10 minutes.
Well, they've lifted their game in the second quarter. I think they've certainly outscored Hawthorn by 4 goals to 2. And the way they're scoring at the moment, they'll be about level at half-time, I think. We're approaching the 20-minute mark of the second term. 39-53 now. Hawthorn's lead not as much as it was at the start of the quarter. Marku has had plenty of possessions. Polkinghorne taken by Meldrum. A long shot at goal. Oh, big Madden and O'Halloran. Madden grabbed. Surely that's a free kick.
Now it is. Well, he missed the first one. He gave the second one for a push in the back.
Yeah, that was for the crowd, I think. So Madden has a chance to bring up his second goal. He missed one, of course, in the first quarter from the boundary line and got one from the second.
From a similar position, Pete.
This is an easier position, actually. Hawthorn will be sick of these beanstalks in the goal square. They had Big Salmon last week from Essendon, who kicked 6. Madden coming in for his second. And he's made no mistake about that. You can tell by the crowd. So, Carlton getting their 6th goal. It's their 5th for the quarter. 6-9 to 8-5. So Madden has 2, one from a free kick, and other goals to Corcomelis, Ditchburn from a free, and Mazzusto. Hawthorn have 2 to Matthews, 2 to Moncrief, one of those from a free. Brereton had a free, and Peter Knights had 2 goals. So, as I said, things certainly evening up here, and it was my prediction they'll be even by half-time, and it's certainly heading that way. Knocked down by Carlton again, picked up by Shaw. The Blues are alight at the moment, and here comes Ditchburn for a very easy goal. When you're hot, and the Blues are hot at the moment. He's receiving plenty of advice from Mazzusto, but doesn't everybody? He's a very accurate kick for goal, this fellow. I don't think he needs too much advice. Ditchburn. The goal umpire does not have to move a millimetre. And 3 goals to Carlton in the space of about 2 minutes have just about levelled the scores. Mark of the second term, and Hawthorn's lead had been cut to only 2 points. Sheldon. Free kick to Hawthorn for, I presume, on the shoulder. Terry Wallace to take it at right half-back flank. Looking for Turner. Southby late on the scene, effects a good punch away into the open, but he's got on his shoulder, says the umpire, and it will be a free kick to Hawthorn again, to be taken by Mark Turner at right centre wing. Time on is being played in the second quarter, 1.5 minutes of it. Payton just on the ground. At the back is Byrne, but it's a Carlton mark to Perevic.
This back line of Carlton's much steadier now, Pete.
Certainly is. Lovely Hartley torpedo punt kick. Bususto and Eade. Green upended. Eade to Brereton to Wallace. Wallace from centre field. Long kick down towards the half-forward line, looking for Byrne. Can't take the mark. Backing up. Dool to Fitzpatrick to Dool. Back to Perovic. 20-metre handball to Glasgow at right centre wing. Getting up very high was Madden. Johnston coming around. A boomerang kick. Brings it back. Another goal to Carlton. They're in front for the first time today, and they look like stone. 8-10 to 8-6. 4 points the difference. And they're pretty happy, Carlton. Why shouldn't they be? They've taken Hawthorn to pieces in the second quarter. Let's look at that again in replay. And Johnston roving it well. Lovely snapshot with the left foot. And they've hit the front. We're nearly at the 28-minute mark now of the second quarter. It's been all Carlton in this term, especially in the last 10 or so minutes. Thumped away by Fitzpatrick. Bususto to Meldrum. Meldrum's a long kick. This one goes short. Ditchburn again in front of 4. Oh, what a bath. Ditchburn has kicked 2. And one would venture to suggest from 15 metres out directly in front, he'll have 3 within a space of a few seconds. The Robert Heatley stand is breathless. Now they can cheer. 3 goals to Ross Ditchburn, and Carlton looking premiership quality once again. 9-10, 64 to 8-6, 54. 8 goals in the second term. And premiership stuff from Carlton.
And they've kicked their last 6 goals in 11 minutes, Pete, as we watch that on replay. Good play on the part of Bususto as he gets it over to Meldrum. There we see a nice pass coming from Meldrum there to the bloke who kicked the goal. That was Ditchburn at full forward. Back to the centre now, and Carlton starting to look a lot better. 10 points in front after having a shocking first quarter. Because that was going to be a one-horse race, but the Blues are back and they're fighting now. Oh, there's a free kick. It'll go against the Payton. It'll go to Fitzpatrick. A short pass coming out wide there to Johnson. Fumbles the mark, but he's got time to recover away from Payton. As that Coffey bounces the ball. A snap and goal, it won't make the distance. Ball is tapped down here to Glasgow. The goal coming up again. And they're running right over the top of Hawthorn. 10 goals, 10. 70 points Carlton for Hawthorn. Falling in a hole. 8 goals, 654.
Last year, Carlton did the same thing to Hawthorn in 1 quarter of football. They annihilated them. It was the 3rd in one of the matches played at Princes Park, and of course Carlton went on to win that one convincingly by over 60 points. In the third quarter today, both teams kicked 4 goals, 4-1 to 4-5. Hawthorn pegged Carlton back a little bit, and there was only 14 points the difference, where we join the match now at the 7-minute mark of the final term. The Blues leading by 14 points.
O'Halloran fumbled the mark. Johnson over to Marku, has recovered from that knock out there on that wing position now. Steadies, fires up the ball there, looking for Ditchburn. He's found him, and a quick hand pass coming over now. And Johnson, the dominator, going for a goal. Can he make it? It's just no mark on the line, that time by Shield. So Hawthorn still fighting for life and death at the moment. Still trailing by 14 points, but won't this flashy Carlton side get clear as we see a short pass coming out there now. Over to Polkinghorne, back to Wallace. A hand pass to Shields. Now Hawthorn will go back into attack. Not a bad sort of a kick. Oh, he's nearly lost it. Payton, he's fumbled it. Should have made a certainty of that one. Finally, it comes back to Green. A long kick. Looking up there for Moncrief. Coming in again. They go down. Finally, Dill comes in. Moncrief's one on his tail. It's on the boundary line. The ball is finally out of bounds. Austin in trouble as he goes down there in front of the goals there. Looks as though his knee may have gone.
Yep, left knee.
So they might be pulling him off the ground.
Bad luck.
So the ball out of bounds in that forward pocket position with the score 14-13-97. Carlton, Hawthorn 12-11-83. And we're just on the 8.5-minute mark. They're getting Austin off the ground pretty quickly. Bad luck for Curly Austin, been a great player for Carlton. The ball back into play again. Knocked out by Payton. Picked up here by Bususto. A hand pass coming out to Ashman down there at half back. He goes for a short pass. The ball hits the deck now. Finally, Wallace comes through, forces it through to Mew. A hand pass back to Shields in plenty of trouble. There's plenty of juggling as Aspin comes out. Another hand pass to the wrong man. Byrne gets it back to Shields again. Plenty of messing around by both sides as we see Big Madden went up before acceptances. Payton gets a hand pass out to Turner. He's grabbed, he can't get clear. Finally, it's left to Wallace to drive the ball back there, but there's McClure coming down there to get a hand pass to Perovic. Carlton under extreme pressure, but they take it away through English.
Back to centre wing. Very close to the boundary line. Mark Buckley going forward at a great rate of knots, so too is Schwab. The shepherding is for Hunter. Back to Buckley. Gets a high one and a free kick.
Fitzpatrick back on the ground again, Peter. It looks as though he's limping too.
Yes, he left the field at three-quarter time, Mike Fitzpatrick. Mark Buckley. Up to half forward. Kennedy's there for Hawthorn and takes the mark. Well, if Carlton win this match, they'll have won it in 1/4 of football. They kicked 9 goals, 6 in the second term. And of course, last year at Princes Park, I think they kicked 10 in the third quarter to beat Hawthorn also with 1/4 of football. Perovic at centre half-back. Long handball. Bezusto. Into the pocket. There are 2 players there, Madden and Ashman. Long handball straight to Russell Green, who says thank you very much. Back towards centre wing, taken by Lee Matthews. Wallace. It's about kick number 30. It would have been had he gone for it, but it's up to half forward now. Back to Turner, who's battled hard all day for Hawthorn. Knight's in the middle of 2 of them. Moncrief over his shoulder. Snapshot. Close. And a goal. 6 goals to Moncrief. And Hawthorn still battle on. Scores on 7's big league. 14-13, 97 Carlton. Hawthorn 13-11, 89. Sheldon off and Malin on. Well, Malin has come on 3 or 4 times today. From Wallace to Turner. Up to Moncrief, who's expert at those snapshots over his shoulder. And 6 goals to Michael Moncrief. On 7's big league now at the 11-minute mark of the final term. Knocked down to Tuck. Out comes Byrne. Is that a kick? Korkamevis tries to get rid of it in the back or holding the man. It's a free kick to Carlton, whichever way it goes, and Spiro takes it from centre field.
8 points the difference. Carlton back into attack. Punched away by Green. Then Byrne. Back out here wide. Fitzpatrick. Clear. Goes for a short pass. Looking out there for Aspin on his own. It bounces right for him now. Goes for another short pass. Looking there for Glasgow. Well intercepted that time by O'Halloran. So it's only 8 points the difference now, and the Hawks in there with a big chance. It looked as though it could have been a 1-horse race here at half-time, the way Carlton played in that second quarter, kicking 9 goals to 2. But the Hawks typically have bounced back, and there's a good mark to Perovic out there on that centre wing position. Big crowd here today, around about 27,000, enjoying every moment of this match. The clash between the 2 heavyweights. Is it the pack flyer? Who's got that? Bezusto. What a great mark in the middle of the pack that time. That was a real pressure job. So he's only about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. We watch it back there again. Watch him come right through the pack to take that mark. That's Bezusto at his best. He's on a slight angle from about 30 metres out. The shot at goal. It'll be a goal, so it's 14 points the difference again. So it's 15-13. Carlton 103 points to Hawthorn 13-11, 89. Well, let's see what happens now, whether Hawthorn can bounce back again. We see Perovic drive that well up there for this beautiful mark of Bezusto's. It was a great mark in the middle of that pack that time. Could have been 6 players to grab that. Just on the 13-minute mark, and it's 14 points the difference in favour of Carlton. Knocked out by Byrne. Back to Knights. Now it's Hawthorn's turn to swing back into attack. But there's Dool in the way. He dropped that one, but he finally gets it back to Marlin. Marlin with a long hand pass out to Ashman, creating a loose man on the wing position like he always does. And finally it's out wide to Johnson, but it beats him and out of bounds. Out of bounds about 40 metres around from the Carlton goal now, and they're in front by 14 points. Right in front of their members stand there. And they'll certainly be cheering for them as they throw the ball back into play now. Knocked out by Matt. Marlin fumbled that one. Schwab couldn't get clear. He was grabbed. Down he goes. Marlin got one on the shoulder. Umpire said it's going to be a ball up. So it's still a ball up on that half-forward line for Carlton, about 60 metres out from their goal. Madden against Mew that time. Finally, Mew gets the knock down towards Marlin. He goes down into his back as Shields. He can't get clear. Mew's grabbed by the foot, and the umpire spotted that. It'll be a free kick to Mew out there at half-back, and the Hawks badly needing a goal now they're going to be in this match.
Twice they've got to within about a goal of Carlton, but the Blues have gone on with the job in professional style. Fitzpatrick. And he too holds it up to the crowd. Short pass. Ashman. He and Wallace, the leading kick getters on the ground. 25 possessions for Rod Ashman. Didn't deliver that one well. Michael Tuck still with the wrist bandage. Takes the mark left half-back flank for Hawthorn. Looking for Byrne, who was looking for a free kick. Knights, gutsy effort. Matthews to Shields, left half forward. Dool in hot pursuit. Moncrief takes the handball. Steadies around. No Hawthorn player there. Wallace getting underneath it now. Late on the scene was Hunter. Back to Ashman. Oh, too high. Thank you.
Look, I'm quite sure he didn't mean that, because you can watch this in replay. Look, he's gone for him. He ducked. That was an accident for sure.
And Rod Ashman will take the free kick.
I don't think that's Moncrief's form either, Pete, do you?
No, that's not Moncrief's form at all. McClure looks for Hunter. Oh, great one. Away goes Hunter. Away go Carlton. Melbourne. Played well today, Melbourne, but the best game I've seen him put in. Runs his full 10 metres. O'Halloran, strong grab. No, he hasn't played it. And it will be rushed through by David Polkinghorne for one behind.
He's played the mark, Pete.
So O'Halloran right at full-back. Brings it across the ground, looking for Kennedy, but he can't do that, says the umpire. He'll have to kick over the mark. And so the ball, once again, will come back to Kennedy in the back pocket. O'Halloran, rather. Goes long. Looks for Kelvin Moore. Buzasto flies with him. Buckley looks for Ditchburn. Moore is there, so too is Marku. Green spins out. Taken by Kennedy. Carlton player is down. Try and pick him up in a moment. Maybe Buckley. Back to centre field. English. Up to half forward. Ashman again. Everywhere. One of Carlton's best. Madden and O'Halloran. Touch through for one behind to the Carlton side. So the goal umpire indicated, but maybe a free kick to O'Halloran, 89 to 104.
14 points the difference. There's a good mark taken out there by Russell Green down there towards the back pocket. A hand pass coming over to Howard. The ball finally shot out there towards the wing position. English in front. There we said the back was Swab, couldn't hold the mark. He's got the ball now, but he goes down. Out it comes to Loveridge, but he got the free kick for a trip. Quick hand pass back to Loveridge again, but the umpire still calling it back. He may have been a bit lucky that time because Loveridge was dead set caught. So it's Swab to take that free kick out there on the wing position. Goes towards the forward pocket. This time he's given it to Loveridge and he's got the mark. He must like that guy, but that's 3 times he's given to him. So Loveridge with the ball out there at half forward, about 60 metres out from goal. Short pass coming in there for Matthews in front. Got the mark in front of Dool that time. And they're still trailing by 14 points. Or was it 15 points? 15 points.
And so the scoreboard says anyway.
Well, we'll wait in a moment. With Matthews to fire at the goals. And what's the result? 1 point. So we'll wait for the score now. We see it's 103. I still think it was... I think I was right. It was 14 points, but there we see the ball back into play again. The scoreboard, well, they counted that point was a free kick down there, and it done it about that. Flying high that time was Mew, couldn't hold the mark. Picked up by Buckley. The ball is finally forced out of bounds on the centre wing. So there's got to be a correction on that scoreboard. It's 15-13, 103 Carlton to Hawthorn, 13-12, 90. So it's 13 points the difference. Ball back into play. It's knocked out by Fitzpatrick over to Corcomelis. He's grabbed by Byrne. On the line as Buckley goes down. The ball is out of bounds on that centre wing position as we approach the 18.5-minute mark of this last quarter. 13 points the difference in favour of Carlton.
That's been the difference roughly since half-time too. Kennedy's kick is short, marked by Glascott. He's looking for a 15-metre penalty, but the umpire is onto that. David Glascott a little bit short of right centre wing. Buckley playing in front. Beautiful handball to Malin. two redheads. Long kick by Malin, up to full forward. Ditchburn has the run in. Kelvin Moore and he do battle, and the end decision is ball up.
I think the umpire was right. I thought Moore grabbed that first.
Yes,
watch that at replay.
That's why I waited for the decision.
Yeah, look
he
at
did
that.
have it first,
My
yes.
word, he did.
The ball up in the Carlton goal square. Madden takes it. Bazusto tried to kick it backwards and almost successful too. O'Halloran. Shields traps it at half-back to Wallace. Wallace's kick looking for Knights. Southby's there with him, so too is Dool. Free kick to Knights. An oncoming tackle from the Carlton veteran. Knights left half forward for Hawthorn. McClure in front. And Marks. Thought about giving it to English. Decided to go back for the kick. Up to half-back flank for Carlton. Glascott in front. Almost a mark. Knights grab. Well tackled. Wallace and Malin. Well got out by Terry Wallace. Good scoop. Out to Green. Left half forward. Green short pass. Down the throat of Schwab. And he would be about 50 metres out from goal.
That was great play on the part of Wallace then, Pete.
Short pass, yes it was. And Shields taking the mark. In the forward pocket. Carlton player in the hands of the trainers. I think it's Glascott. Yes, it is. Seems to be in a little bit of pain from his side. As Shields goes back for the kick. It's coming around nicely, and he puts it through for a point or a goal. It's a goal for Hawthorn. And Shields bringing up his second goal of the afternoon. 7th big league scoreboard, 15-13. 103 Carlton, Hawthorn 14-12, 96.
Won the match during that brilliant second quarter of theirs when they kicked 60 points. Fantastic effort by Carlton, and that was the Blues at their best. They finally won by 8 points. For Carlton, Madden got 4 goals and Ditchburn 3. And for Hawthorn, Michael Moncrief, another fine performance in front of goal. He got 6 and Peter Knights got 3. Stats from the match this afternoon at Princes Park. Marks in favour of Carlton by 13. The kicks in favour of Carlton by 4. The free kicks 35-26, 9 in favour of Carlton. The handballs very much in favour of Hawthorn, but not all of them were good. The hit-outs in favour of the Blues, where Madden and Fitzpatrick led the charge. And the shots at goal, 31 apiece for Carlton's 8-point win over the Hawks this afternoon. You're watching Sevens Big League. We'll take a break and back with Scott Palmer from the Sunday Press in just a moment.
Things are really on the move at Budget. As you can see, we have a whole new look for our rental people. But the things that have made us #1 with you haven't changed. Things like Budget Standby. If we've got cars standing by, including the new Camira, you get a huge 25% discount. 25% off. All you have to do is step into any Budget rental office and ask. At Budget, we may not look the same, but we still drive your dollar further.
We put all 11 Bs plus vitamin C, that's why Macro B is high potency. We took vitamin E and made it oil-free, that's why Macro E looks good to me. Macro C is salt and sugar-free, cause you want a winter vitamin that suits your every need. Macro M, the multivitamin, has 20 different vitamins and minerals in him.
Macro vitamin capsules are available only from your chemist because he knows the macro difference.
If your life is kinda dreary and you're feeling oh so weary, call us. Radio Rentals.
Radio Rentals are part of the largest rental company in the world. That's why we can offer you the best deals on all the latest technology. In fact, as soon as it's invented, we rent it. So don't delay. Check out our convenient reducing rental plan today.
So call us 878-8888. Make a date.
Live this Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, Sevens Big League presents all the action direct from the Sydney Cricket Ground when the Swans shape up against Collingwood. Will the Magpies prove with strength and agility they've got what it takes, or can the flighty Swans soar to victory? Be watching this special edition Big League live on Sunday at 2 o'clock.
And welcome back to Sevens Big League.
Then a long one to over the top of came from Fairleys. We see the centre bounce. Tapped down by Dempsey. Geelong trying to force the ball forward, and Lenihan puts the ball high in the air, down to the forward line. Peake coming out, and Peake, who has lined up at full forward, selected as a ruck rover, has lined up at full forward. So Brian Peake, one might say a disappointing Brian Peake since coming from Western Australia. The kick from Peake, it looks nice off the boot, and there's the equaliser as Peake puts it through to make it 1 goal apiece. So 1 goal apiece. Phil Cracker for North Melbourne, Brian Peake for Geelong.
And Bobby, at Cardinia Park, pretty fine weather and very little breeze, no end favoured.
I wouldn't think so, Sandy, although Nankervis did win the toss and chose to go to the R.J. Hickey stand-in. I do not believe it was because of the wind.
Back to the centre once again. Blake wins it down towards the half-forward line. Waddell was in trouble. Nankervis gets a hurried kick out. It only goes 15 or so metres. Pushed out towards Schimmelbusch now. He's going to be met by Nankervis, but Schimmer pushes it forward. He's got Cracker running for him. Back it goes again to Schimmelbusch. The hurried left foot snap in towards that half-forward region. Plenty of pressure on at the moment as McCann was the tackler. Nankervis at the bottom. Picks the ball up. Gives it to Big Blake, but he's caught by McDonald holding the ball. And Donald McDonald looking up towards that half-forward and full-forward region, going with a long drop punt. Cracker waits at the back. McCann is there. Cracker over the boundary line. And another throw-in into Ian Fairley. I think I called him John Holt in the opening 45 seconds of play. My apologies. Throw-in in the left forward pocket. North Melbourne in attack. McCann getting front position over Blake. Waddell, but the free kick's been picked up, and it's going to go the way of Geelong and should be taken by Ray Card. Card will be called back over the mark. Quite a good crowd here at Cardinia Park. A fine afternoon after a foggy morning. Dempsey sets himself from behind. Waddell came in from the side, and Gregg waits behind. To half forward again. Blake is there. Fairley came over the top. Cracker could have infringed. He has, says the umpire. And again, the Cats out of trouble through Card.
So Ray Card gets it across to Alan Reid. Reid's kick in towards the centre, but straight to Gary Dempsey, who spills the centre, but recovers beautifully. His kick's off the side of the boot, straight into the arms of Malcolm Reid. So Reid, from centre half back, actually playing on the wing, goes straight down the ground. Ramsey at the back. It's taken away by Glenn Denning. Glenn Denning puts a long kick out wide where Schimmelbusch leads Bruce Nankervis in the race for the ball. Traps it beautifully, but it just goes over the boundary line, and we'll find a throw-in to take place on centre wing, outer side of the ground.
Bobby, I believe North have been forced into a change.
Yes, Law out of the side, Bryant in, and to make up for Law being out from that half-back, I do believe that Abernathy has gone from the centre to the wing with Atkins to pick up for Featherby. Long kick from Keith Gregg, tapped on by Jim Cracker. Phil Cracker diving after. It's knocked away by Card. Jeffries is there, almost taken away from him by Jim Cracker, but the free kick has gone the way of Geelong's centre half-back, and that's Paul Jeffries. Jeffries, who was selected at full forward, playing at centre half-back, gives the hand pass out wide. It's taken by Ian Nankervis. Nankervis puts the ball in towards the centre. Atkins up high to punch it away. Taken by Lenihan. The pack forming. Lenihan dives in again, but the umpire comes into the elect to bounce the ball. Umpire Shane Carbines. The bounce about 70 metres from the North Melbourne goal as Dempsey got the tap down. Schimmelbusch is there. Helwyn not in possession, and he'll take the free kick.
From the centre of the ground goes the North skipper. Out comes Fairley. Jostling for front spot. No one able to take it. Over the head of Fury it goes. And again, the Geelong defence able to come away through Lenihan back towards the centre, but it's Atkins who receives the handball out towards the half-forward line once again. And North Melbourne doing the bulk of the attacking is Abernathy, who got in strife. They may get out of it, however, through Demetriou, who flicks it over his shoulder in towards the pocket. Hodgman gave away the free kick. And so it will be Nankervis to relieve the pressure. Jim Hodgman just giving a slight nudge in the back. Across to Blake. Rodney's tumble punt in towards the centre once again. Glendinning the spoiler from behind. Ramsey was there also. Kelly couldn't take it at the first attempt. A chance, however, for Ramsey to butter up and get out of trouble. Over the centre he goes once again. Schimmelbusch in front, unable to complete the mark. Trying to burst his way through then was Anthony Fury. Forward go the Northerners once again up towards Abernethy, but Blake intercepts. Well done by the big fella. It's a bad kick. It goes straight to Fury. Untidy football as Fury kicks it back towards McCann. In front and takes a good mark.
Poor football by both Jeffries and Yates on that occasion. Both players were behind and they both tried to mark.
Yes.
Sandy?
So McCann has the opportunity to capitalise on that error. Directly in front, 35 metres out. The drop punt on its way. Goal umpire having a good look. Second goal on the board to the Northerners. Rod Blake not winning an effective tap out on that occasion. It's pushed down towards the Glendinning area, who had a complete area. Couldn't pick it up at all. Peake now. Chance to get the handball back. Does so. In trouble is Reynoldsson. Caught under pressure as he got the kick away in towards the pocket. It goes out of bounds on the full.
Reynoldsson put himself in trouble there, Sandy, by going back in towards the pack. If he'd gone onto his left foot, he would have been completely clear. Gary Carlton, North Melbourne back pocket player, favouring the drop punt. Blake from behind, punches it away from Dempsey. It's well taken by Lenihan, who puts in a shot. Did not hook the ball at all, straight over the boundary line, and once again we'll see a North Melbourne free kick as a result. Keith Gregg. Still in the back pocket. Gregg, well, puts himself under pressure by trying to run around Waddell. The kick goes forward, a great attempt to mark down there. Lenihan gets the ball across towards Bruce Nankervis, and Nankervis finds Brian Peake. Peake on 2 occasions now with too much pace for David Dench, getting away from Dench on both times, so we'll have the chance of lining up for his second goal. So it's Brian Peake, only 20 metres out, quite an acute angle as you can see for yourself. As Peake comes in towards goal, it's a nice looking kick, and he brings up his second goal. 2 goals to Brian Peake. That's the score that Geelong have to equal the scores, both sides having 2 straight goals.
And that move paying dividends very early on, Bobby, with Peake to full forward.
Yes, that's the Brian Peake that Geelong actually did recruit, a player capable of going to centre half forward, full forward, centre, anywhere you like. Peake had, to that extent, been a good player.
Centre bounce once again. Dempsey, it will favour, and it is he who wins it. Atkins can't take it out of the centre. Carr trying to burst his way through, lost it at the last attempt, but it was pushed down towards that half-forward line once again. Here's a chance for Geelong through Lenihan. Out wide to Nankervis, put him under pressure, pushed towards the boundary line and taken over for a throw in front of the scoreboard, which sees both sides locked away on 2 goals apiece. Throw in once again. Dempsey very late on the scene, gives Reynoldsson the opportunity to pick it up, get the quick handball across to his teammate there in Cole, up towards full forward, but North Melbourne again able to take it away through Kelly. He has the luxury of a bounce. Mossop late on the scene. Towards centre wing, McDonald went up a little too early to try and spoil. Once again, it gives Geelong the chance. Lenihan tries to get the handball away, putting plenty of pressure on Andrew Buse, but he does get it away to his teammate there in Yates. Yates goes long in towards full forward, and the mark has been taken by Mossop. No, it hasn't. Play on by Peake, and he's kicked his third. 3 goals to Peake in just over 10 minutes. And 3 goals to the Cats. 3 straight goals, leading North Melbourne 2 on 7s. Big lead. All Geelong waiting down, as it was picked up again by Dennis Lenihan down towards the half-forward line. Reid was there, so too this man, Glendinning. And it's Ross's handball out wide toward Brownlow medal-winning Keith Gregg. Gregg sees McDonald on that half-back flank and finds him.
Back to Keith Gregg. Poor handball. He should have had a look and seen if Keith Gregg was covered or not. Lenihan doing a fine job in this first term. Puts a poor kick forward, though. Misunderstanding between Carlton and Dempsey, but Carlton recovers onto Glendinning, tapped beautifully to Ramsey. His kick goes out wide, and Phil Cracker coming out takes a nice mark. Phil Cracker on half-forward flank. The short pass finds Hodgman. Thought about going on, now screws the ball over with a short kick and finds Abernathy. Abernathy in the forward pocket, about 40 metres out from goal. So with no wind, Bruce Abernathy should have the chance of scoring. So Abernathy, a fairly acute angle. A nice looking kick. And I think it's just through for full points, though. North Melbourne, a 5-point lead as they go to 4 goals straight with Geelong on 3-1.
Some 23.5 minutes played. In fact, perhaps a little more in this first term, and a 5-point margin. And if this first term is any indication, we could be in for a pretty tight game here at Cardinia Park. Conditions absolutely ideal. Foggy driving down, but very little breeze, and now very good conditions. Dempsey and Mossop again in the middle. Dempsey got first touch, and it's Cracker who beautifully throws away a tackle. Demetriou now up to the half-forward line. McCann. Hodgman at the back. In trouble, out of trouble, in trouble, out of trouble. Shot for goal, and a great goal, Tim Hodgman. 2 crackies to North Melbourne, and they've shot away to an early break.
Hodgman showing a lot of skill there. He thought about the hand pass, he went onto the left foot and then swung back and completely bamboozled the Geelong defence until he was able to straighten up and put through a lovely goal. 19 points to 30, so it's an 11-point margin in favour of North Melbourne, with very straight kicking of 5 straight goals. It'll be John Mossop of Geelong and Gary Dempsey of North Melbourne. Mossop taking at least twice the run of Dempsey and couldn't quite get to where the ball was. Featherby loses possession. Jim Cracker wins it and drives it long up towards the full forward position, but Malarkey coming out in the front position, showing fine judgment. So Gary Malarkey swings it wide. Has Bruce Nankervis, and supporting him was Lenihan. A hand pass coming towards Card. Ray Card puts a short kick forward. In the back will be paid to Mark Yates. So Yates of Geelong. Yates in between centre wing. Oh, swings it far too wide, but it might, no, I think it's just over the boundary line before it was taken by Brian Peake. No, the mark has been paid. So I disagree with the boundary on that occasion.
You and probably 15,000 others, Robert.
So it's Brian Peake who has kicked 3 straight goals so far, and I think too far out to score. It's a lovely looking kick nonetheless, and it's punched through for 1 point. So 1 point to Geelong, and we find Geelong on 3 goals to 20, a 10-point margin behind North Melbourne on 5 straight goals.
And we're into time on, Bobby, in this first term as Dench goes to the outer side once again. Reynoldsson had his name written all over that. Gave Nankervis the shock of his life when he gave him the handball in towards full forward. Blake unable to take the mark, and again the Northerners out of trouble. The long kick from Dench up towards Fury, trying to do it over the back, not good enough. So the Cats, who trail at the moment by 10 points, wanting a goal this time on period. Dempsey try and mark. Waddell waiting at the back. Little Rodney. Demetriou is there for North Melbourne. Back towards that half-back line once again. Coming over the top is Carlton. Takes a good mark onto Cracker. Is good football. North Melbourne looking dangerous to McCann on that half-forward line. Now, Stephen will be looking to go long. He does so. Twisted over the back towards Phillip. Bounces his way. This is when he's dangerous. Dummies the handball. Gives it across the field. Shoots and goals. Great play by North Melbourne, and it started in the back pocket.
Yes, Demetriou, who's been a fine player across that half-back line, got the ball away, and as you called it, Sandy, Phillip Cracker, the way he drew the players towards him, and I'm sure that if they hadn't come towards him, he would have run straight into the open goal, and then a lovely hand pass across to Fairley. Dempsey and Mossop on this occasion. Geelong, having had both Blake and Mossop going against Dempsey. Mossop wins it. It's taken that there and driven forward by Cole, but a woeful kick straight into the arms of Glendinning. A poor hand pass. But Ramsey able to get out of trouble. Ramsey puts the short kick forward, and over the top comes Bernard Toohey. So it's Toohey. He's done well on the half-back flank. 15-metre penalty will come against Anthony Fury. And then it's a decent 15 metres as well. So from about 90 metres out, he's now 60. Toohey out wide, and once again Peake, lovely lead, a well-placed kick, and Peake, who has already kicked 3 goals, has the chance, and he kicked those 3 goals against David Dench. Now he's against Keith Gregg. So can Brian Peake make the margin between the sides? 10 points. Yes, he can.
Great Brilliant mathematics there from Bobby Skilton. He pondered on it, thought about it, and got it right. 10 points the margin, and we played some 2.5 minutes of time on in this first term. Peak, 4 goals to his credit, the sole scorer for the Cats. For North Melbourne, Phil Cracker has 2, and 1 apiece to Abernethy, McCann, Hodgman, and also Ian Fairley.
Phil Cracker has 1, Sandy. He passed to Ian Fairley, who has 2. So now we find Dempsey getting the ball down to Hodgman. Hodgman driving the ball straight up the ground. Card coming over the back, punches it down, tapped over by Jim Cracker, and now Phil Cracker's got 2.
Between North Melbourne and Geelong, and North Melbourne straight kicking had opened up for them a very useful lead. At quarter time, the Kangaroos had an advantage of some 16 points. They increased that to 21 points at the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, and that's where we rejoin the game. Now at Cardinia Park with Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton.
Yates either going to half forward or the wing, I'm not quite certain at this stage.
Kick back into play once again. Up high and taking a good mark was Glendinning. Quick to play on, pushing the ball to the outer side of the ground, and Card, as Bobby Skilton spoke, taking a very good mark. Controlling it with the one hand initially. Oh, goes with a rainmaker. Very high ball. Glendinning underneath it once again. Unable to complete it, however. Carlton in trouble. Out of trouble. Pushing it in front of Graham Atkins, who has time to scoot away. McCann is his target, and McCann he finds. He can go over the top. He does so to Anthony Fury. Back again to the running Crazy Horse. He's got no one to handball it to, so he's got to go long in towards full forward. Fairley couldn't complete the mark. Cracker taps it down, but who's waiting in the pocket? No one. Nankervis is there for Geelong. Beautifully tackled. The cry was for holding the ball, but it's not going to come out as Whitcomb receives the handball. Keeps it in play with a banana ball up towards centre wing. Over the head of Featherby it goes. It's a bad bounce for all concerned except this man, Glendinning. Does it beautifully. Well controlled as he shrugs the tackle. Puts in the pass towards Cracker at full forward. He can't complete the mark, but recovers beautifully. Shoots towards goal and bounces it through. And that's Jimmy's first. Great play again by North Melbourne. And again, Bobby, the Crackers absolutely in everything.
Yes, and what the Crackers haven't got, Ross Glendinning absolutely dominant across that half-back line. Yates has gone to the half-forward line, and the way that Glendinning is playing at the moment, I feel a little bit sorry for Mark Yates because he's giving away a little bit of height to Glendinning, and Glendinning having every physical attribute as well. Centre bounce. Favours Featherby and Blake. Blake gets a hand pass across to Waddell. A high floating kick. Peake coming out. Taps the ball away, goes after it again. A quick hand pass back to Waddell. Chance of a score coming up as Waddell puts the ball down. He's hooked it though. It comes out wide and David Dench shows great manoeuvrability, I'll call it there, as he drives it out wide towards the forward pocket, and Demetrio takes the mark. 15 metres will go against Alan Reid. And gee, they look different in the change of Guernseys.
My word, they do, Bobby. Yes.
Demetrio, a nice kick towards centre wing. Dempsey in the middle, didn't take the mark, almost brought the ball down. Peake right up the ground. A hand pass comes out there from Kelly to Atkins. Atkins puts the ball towards half forward. Nankervis, Bruce Nankervis, it was missed the mark. Quick hand pass came there, and we find Donald McDonald after that hand pass from the centre half forward in McCann. McDonald gets it across to Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch drives it down towards the square. Phil Cracker from behind! Takes the mark. So it's Phil Cracker, who has already kicked 3 goals. And I'm sure he will not miss this. He's right in the goal square, 5 metres out. And so the dynamic Phil Cracker, with only 6 minutes gone in the second quarter, about to bring up his 4th goal. So it's Phil Cracker. Kicking goal number 4. And North Melbourne go to 10 straight goals. 10 goals, no behinds, 60 points.
And how long, Bobby, since you've been at a game where that has been the scoreboard? 10 straight.
Very, very rarely, Sandy.
My word. Geelong.
And I think, as you mentioned, you might have to walk back to Melbourne. Whoever does kick that first point, I'm sure will get the raspberry from the North crowd.
My word, they will. Back in the middle now. What can Geelong do? Blake and Dempsey. No decisive tap away. Hodgman is the aggressor on that occasion and gets it away to Atkins, who fumbles badly but recovers well. pushing it down towards the half-forward line. Now Fury is there. He has possession. He trapped it beautifully. Shoots it. Goal. And he's got to walk back to Melbourne. Listen to those boos. Anthony Fury.
For a moment there, I thought it was going to be a great goal.
So did I, Bobby, but it's 10-1 and Geelong are 4-3 as we come back into play once again. It'll be Reid receiving the handball, getting away from Cracker, coming up towards the centre wing. Out comes Glendinning, couldn't manoeuvre himself properly. Carlton taps it across to Demetriou, who dummies beautifully. Back to Glendinning. He's in everything at the moment. Tucks one in towards the pocket. Cracker will come from behind again. Can't quite control it long enough, but his brother is there. He's ripped off the football while not in possession and will be free kicked.
Where have Geelong gone, Sandy?
Not sighted at the moment, and Jimmy Cracker, who kicked a goal only minutes ago, has the opportunity of making that number 11. And he's going to join Anthony Fury as they walk back to Melbourne. Shocking. 10-2, not even 10-2. No, he might have to walk via somewhere else. 10-1 still, out on the full. The Cats 4-3, and they have stopped, Bobby.
Yes, you're right, Sandy. There's nothing at all across that half-forward line. It's very hard to get the ball any further as Carlton brings the ball down. It's taken by Abernathy. He's supported by Fury across to Dempsey. A long hand pass to Atkins. On now to Hodgman. A short kick from Hodgman down towards the forward pocket. Ian Nankervis is first on the scene. Quick hand pass to Malarkey. Short kick from Malarkey towards Featherby, and he takes them up. Peter Featherby on half-back flank. Very quiet so far. And Featherby in towards the centre. Alan Reid's there for Geelong. Takes them up. Reid was looking to handball. I don't think he meant it, but he found his player anyway. Michael Cole was calling for the ball out from behind the runner. Looking for the hand pass. Taking too long to kick it anyway. Now he floats the ball forward. Peake was up high. Ramsey comes out with it, gets a hand pass towards Greg. He brilliantly gets out of trouble, screws the ball back, but it goes straight to Cole once again. Michael Cole, this time about 20 metres closer to goal than his previous kick, towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Mossop at the back. Ball play on by the umpire. Gets a quick hand pass across to Bruce Nankervis. Long kick from Nankervis towards the goal square. Ramsey's there. Punches it through for 1 point. So 1 point to Geelong. Takes their score to 4-4. So 4-4-28. Playing 10-1-61.
And as Bobby said, the Cats really having to struggle up forward. Across half forward in that forward zone. As Cracker finds Hodgman, who did play on. He gets caught, but gets away with Atkins. Not a good kick by Graham Atkins. The bounce was almost trapped by Cracker on the half volley. That being Jimmy, but loses. So Nankervis with 15 metres, almost up to the centre, and he pushes it out wide looking towards his brother, who gets not a favourable bounce. Demetriou is there for North Melbourne. Swings it back towards the centre once again. Schimmelbusch across to Cracker is good football, and away goes Phillip again. Gets the handball across to McDonald, who's in trouble but gets out of trouble. Here's Jimmy now. Steadies with the right foot. A long punt in towards goal. He's kicked a beauty. Jimmy kicks his second goal, and North Melbourne can do nothing wrong here at Kardinia Park at the moment. 11-1 to Geelong's 4-4 on Sevens. Big lead.
Yes, well, you'd certainly think that there was a howling gale down the ground the way North Melbourne are playing in this quarter. They've absolutely dominated the term, with Geelong only adding 2 points, while North Melbourne have put on 4 goals, 1 in 10 minutes of football. Free kick has gone the way of Geelong. Big Rod Blake will take the kick from the centre. Comes out wide. Cole again on his own. Plays on straight away. Ignored the hand pass. Puts the ball forward, looking for Mossop. No mark taken. Swooping on the ball is Buse, and Geelong do bring up a goal as Andrew Buse puts through his first and number 5 for Geelong.
And in fact, their first for the term. It's taken some 12 minutes, while North Melbourne have gone on their merry way, kicking 4. But Buse, a much-needed goal for the Cats. They move now to 5-4-34, trailing North Melbourne 11-1-67. Extraordinary kicking for goal.
little loose play from Gary Carlton there may have had a bit to do with that, as Cole on his own on a couple of occasions and driving Geelong in, and great raving by Buse.
Almost 12 minutes gone in this second term as we go back to the centre once again. Dempsey and Blake. Dempsey on the ball all day. Blake changing with Mossop. Won by North Melbourne's Dempsey. Schimmelbusch gathers a little kick that doesn't go a great distance, but Atkins scouts beautifully. Nankervis was unable to control it. Reid is there in trouble. Gives it across to Tui. Bernard's kick. Dempsey is underneath this and will take it. He's in the centre of the ground. Schimmelbusch is the target. Reid threw the football away. Lenihan dodging, ducking and weaving. Gets out of trouble. Some good shepherding work. Sees him away. Well done, Dennis, as he goes up towards the half-forward flank once again. Ramsey couldn't trap it. Glendenning has done nothing wrong. Across to the magical Keith Gregg. And away he bounces with Waddell in pursuit. Does it beautifully to Abernethy at centre field. So Bruce Abernethy to put North Melbourne into attack once again. Torpedo punt. The bounce will favour Cracker at the back. Here he goes. The snap. It's a beautiful snap, and there's another one. Well, Jimmy's kicked 3. 2 of those in fact, all of those in this quarter. Tremendous football by the Cracker boys. Phil has 4, Jimmy 3, and North Melbourne a total of 12. 12-1 to 5-4 on Sevens Big League.
Sevens Big League is part of the Holden Premiership season.
Well, North Melbourne only marginally increased their lead for the remainder of the match. They finished up winning the game by 40 points. And they really drove Geelong crackers this afternoon. Jim Cracker 4 goals, Phil Cracker 4 goals for Geelong. Brian Peake got 4. We saw him get all of those in our replay segments. And Lenihan kicked 3 goals down at Cardinia Park this afternoon. Stats on the match from the Geelong-North Melbourne encounter. The marks in favour of North by a good 20. The kicks in favour of North Melbourne by 30. The free kicks in favour of Geelong by 5. The handballs again in favour of North Melbourne by 24. The hit-outs, 38-29 in favour of the Cats, and shots at goal, 30-38 in favour of North Melbourne, and they certainly did kick very straight for goals, didn't they, there this afternoon? Great forward work by the Kangaroos. Scott Palmer, in his segment earlier, mentioned an incident in this particular game involving the North Melbourne runner, Mark Dawson. Let's take a look now at that particular incident. It happened in the third term.
Mossop, Cracker couldn't control it. Kick was partly smothered. Demetriou, Cracker and Hodgman. Reid, superior speed. Cracker not liking the attention from Card. On behind the play, and down goes the runner. Well, let's have a look at this. Ray Card not at all impressed by those antics. And the game has been stopped. Both Crackers being spoken to. Where one goes, the other one does. Anyway, we're back with the game. Dempsey's in trouble. Cracker has possession now, and away he goes. He'll probably find his brother. Now, that's stupid play on the part of Geelong's Jeffries. Really, don't tell me he's going to get the free kick. Well, if they're not careful, this could erupt. Bernard Tui suggesting there was some acting going on there. There could possibly have been. But Cracker is in the hands of the trainers. And you're going to have to take control of this situation very, very smartly.
Well, there it was, the incident involving North Melbourne runner Mark Dawson at Cardinia Park this afternoon. What was your decision? Let's check the leading goal kickers now on Sevens Big League. And on top tonight, Bernie Quinlan, a further 4 today for a season's tally of 44. Jacko got 3 for 40. Michael Moncrief, 6 for 36. Beasley, 7. And that was a splendid performance by him, although he was reported today. Details later. And Brady, of course, to play tomorrow at the SCG. Mickey Conlon, currently suspended. You're watching Sevens Big League. We'll take a break. Back with our next replay game, the game out at Windy Hill in just...
Comes Carey, kicks it up towards half forward. Oh, Merritt had the sit, ducks back, couldn't take the mark. Peter Moore Gets away, ducks away beautifully, Peter Moore. Down towards half forward, the high flyers are there. Carey drops it. Should have taken it. Fowler, caught. Gets the kick in. The Foles. Foles streams away with great pace and kicks wide. He's got a loose man there in Michael Thompson. He leaves it though to Van der Haar, who's now playing at centre half forward. Van der Haar onto the left foot, fires at the goals. Up in the goal square, the high flyers are there over the hands. And was that true? Yes! A goal. But I thought by Van der Haar, you would have sworn that one was touched. But the goal umpire said it was not. So that's a goal to the Bombers and a very handy one.
Melbourne 8-3-51, Essendon 5-2-32 on Sevens Big League. Well, unusual goal, that one. I would have sworn it was touched, but evidently the players didn't make contact with it.
And Terry Danaher has been moved by Kevin Sheedy to centre half back to pick up Stephen Ick, who has been dominating, and of course Van der Haar has gone down to the forward line.
Madden against Moore again. Madden got the tap. I think he's won everyone. Danaher up high. Here's Van der Haar. Oh, dear me. Good mark. Good mark on that occasion by Connolly, as Peter McKenna told you. Very courageous mark. Connolly toward the members' wing position. Flower the target, no mark. In the back of Flower.
No doubt about that one. And that'll be 15 metres. Glenn James was right onto that one. Stephen Ick is in the hands of the trainers, which is bad news for Melbourne. McLean is warming up, but Ick goes back towards the forward line. Here's Peter Moore. Centre of the ground, he's got it too. Sprints away. Hooks it wide up towards the forward pocket. Ducking back was Tossell, but taking a very good mark is Alan Stoneham.
It plays on quickly, giving it out to Clark. Clark going across goal, looking out for Watson, who takes it on the half-back line. Plays on quickly, moves the ball well in toward Hawker. Madden's there too. A chance for Moore. Could have gone in a bit harder. Taken by Van der Haar. Van der Haar moves it downfield. Zantuck at the back. Can't take the mark. The Harges there. Here come the Bombers now. Merritt can't take it cleanly. Zantuck goes back to his kicking foot. Moves the ball into the centre where there are two Melbourne players unopposed. The ball has been taken by Connolly. Given to Jarrett. Jarrett moves it out wide. The lead is out there by Templeton. No mark is taken. Danaher can't take it. Ick's out there. Interchange. Moore coming off from McLean and the Melbourne team as the ball goes out of bounds.
Well, I'm not surprised because Moore could have got that ball in the centre 2 minutes ago, but he was too tired. That's the only reason he didn't get it. He was exhausted. And good time by Barassi to take Peter Moore off and bring on Glenn McLean, a fresh man. Now that's play on, said the umpire. Hand pass from Seddon. Out wide. Terry Danaher is there for Essendon. The ball is bundled out of the way. Here they come. Beautiful play. Taken by Elshaw. Straight up in the air towards full forward. Templeton, he flies. Can't take the mark. Over the back of the pack. Here's a chance for Melbourne. Great play, Robbie Flower. Johnson's there. Essendon through Foles. Get it out wide. Great pressure on. A beautiful hand pass comes out to Otway. Otway to Danaher. And Danaher kicks out of defence towards half forward.
Bahaja into the back of Zantuck, but the umpire calls play on. Thompson goes goalward, and the kick is smothered off the boot. It's still a chance for Copping. He tapped it over to Bahaja. He snaps it goal. And on Sevens Big League, you're seeing all the action from Windy Hill. Bahaja gets his first goal. The Bombers come back. Essendon 6-2-38. Melbourne 8-3-51.
And I hate to put the moz on the game at the moment, Jack, but we are seeing a tremendous game. I think we're going to have a tremendous finish to this game today. Two very even sides. We thought that before the game on paper, that they were very evenly selected, and both sides desperate for a win, and we're seeing a very high standard of football.
Oh, we ever aren't. The fans loving it. They're loving every second of it. It's real nail-biting football, this. Madden again in the ruck. Beats McLean, the ball to Turk. Jarrett got a heavy one. Play on is the call. And the umpire said a free kick Essendon's way. And the Bomber fans love this. Hand pass came out from Madden. The umpire said disallowed. The ball will come back to the centre of the ground. Madden must have been in front of the mark, and the umpire has recalled the football.
Yes, I still haven't worked out what he got the free kick for either, Jack, but still, the umpire was closer than what we are. Madden in the centre of the ground, kicks high towards half forward. Savin comes out, up he goes, has the ball punched away. Batterston's there for Melbourne. He's got the ball on half back. He fires on the left foot out wide. He's found his teammate out there, and that is Elshaw. Out it comes with the long kick, right down towards Templeton. He's there. Now he's got it. Hand pass. Back towards the half forward line. Oh, taken away by Terry Danaher. He breaks away, he's gone for the short one. McLean to Johnson. Johnson hooks back towards full forward. Up they go. Templeton. Great pressure on at that full forward. There's a snap at the goals by Stephen Ick. A goal! Beautiful football by the Demons. A tremendous goal. Kicked by Stephen Ick from 15 metres out with the snap kick, and Melbourne move further in front. 9-3. 57 to Essendon 6-2, 38.
Well, great football being played here. Ick kicks his second goal on that occasion. That snap kick, a very good kick indeed. You could see him threading the ball through the pack. It was only about 15 metres out, as Peter McKenna told you, and he popped it through. Melbourne in front. The time clock has just moved past the 19-minute mark of the second term on Sevens Big League. Watching the action from Windy Hill Oval. And Melbourne trying to come forward through Elshaw, but it wasn't to be. Taken by Thompson. The kick is high. Giles has a chance to take the mark. Hawker couldn't make contact. It's been forced out wide. And it's Bahaja running goalward into the forward pocket. He travels though. And the ball thumped over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Gee, is he playing a great game at fullback. He hasn't had many kicks, Stephen Smith, but boy,
he hasn't given Salmon many.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Salmon, how many kicks is that to Salmon? In fact, that is no kicks to Salmon resting down there at full forward, and that's how well Stephen Ick's playing. Has taken away by Otway, kicks towards full forward. There he is, Stephen Copping. The ever-reliable Stephen Copping.
Once again, the front position. Healy coming on the ground. The player to come off for Melbourne will be Sutcliffe. So let's get back to Copping, taking this shot at goal, going for his fourth goal. Kickable, yes, only 35 metres out. Tony Bahaja being spoken to by the umpire, not quite in shot.
Not too happy with the umpire, Bahaja.
No, but let's get back to Copping. The kick travels on its way, and the umpire set a goal.
Now at Windy Hill, it's 3 goals the difference.
But he certainly, he caused Salmon to be taken off the ground. There's Merritt again, the player that Jack is talking about. He gives it across to Foles. Foles has gone short and he's found Van der Haar 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. And the Bombers are moving on from where they left off in the second quarter, a quarter in which, in fact, they kicked 9 goals to.
Well, they're certainly playing with confidence now. Van der Haar only 40 metres out, wouldn't be any more. And he puts it through for his third goal. So Essendon starting to take control of this game at Windy Hill. Melbourne played a great first quarter. They kicked 5 goals, 3 in the first term to Essendon's 2 goals, 2. Which means they led by 19 points at the first change, but then the second quarter, Essendon demoralised Melbourne and kicking that 9 goals, 2 with their 4-1. And the Bombers have started off in good fashion in the third term. They are now on 13 goals, 5, 83 to Melbourne, 9-5, 59. And the umpire putting the ball down out there now is John Russo. His co-umpire, Glenn James.
Moore against Madden. Madden has dominated the hit-outs. Elshaw gets it out to Seddon. Seddon up towards half-forward. They need a forward firing because Healy and Templeton have been down today. Ick has been a great player. Gets the hand pass out. He's looking there for Healy. Healy dives on top of the ball. He's still got the ball. Knocks it out wide, but it's taken away by Fowler. Fowler on the left foot towards the centre of the ground. Peter Moore overran the ball. Here comes Hawker. He's got the bounce of the ball. He ducks away and hooks it back. And wide, he's found Michael Thompson half forward. Thompson kicks wide and high up towards full forward. Up they go. The ball hits the deck. It's grabbed by Otway. Otway fires at the goal. He's kicked it. 2 goals for Wayne Otway. And the Bombers are really firing on 8 cylinders at the moment. Essendon have moved on to 14 goals, 5. Melbourne remain on 9 goals, 5.
So the difference now is 30 points between the teams, 5 goals straight, that is 14-5 to 9-5. And the Bombers have taken charge. Beautiful roving by Otway. He got himself positioned in front of the pack. Did the job the Rovers have to do, stay down and gather the crumbs, which he did perfectly, and the shot for goal was on target. So the Bombers moving well after the first quarter, I'll say, drubbing by Melbourne. Scene has certainly changed here at the Essendon Oval. Moore posing Madden. Moore got the first tap he's had for the day from the centre. Flower started the game in fine fashion, but been taken out of the game now. It's socket off the ground. Down toward the half-back line it travels. Alan Stoneham, still wearing the marks of last Saturday's clash with DPN a minute ago, got the hand pass out toward Clark. He finds the boundary line, and the umpire will bring the ball back into play now on Melbourne's half-forward flank position. Madden comes down to contest the boundary throw. Got the tap to the front, picked up and kicked by Batterston. The ball travels very high, comes to turf. Stoneham's there, can't pick it up. Ick tries to snap it through, can't do so. Here's a charge for Elshaw. He's popped it through for a goal to Melbourne, so Melbourne are only down by 4 goals now to Essendon at the 7-minute mark of the third term. 14-5 to 10-5 in Essendon's favour.
Well, only 4 goals the difference. Maybe Melbourne can get back into this game, but as I said, Jack, they need a couple of those forwards who are out of form firing. Stephen Ick is playing his heart out at centre-half forward, but Healy is well down on last year's form. Templeton is trying hard at full forward, but Weston has had his measure throughout the day. In fact, Templeton is yet to score a goal. He has had 2 kicks, in fact, for the match, and we have been playing 7 minutes into this third quarter.
Yeah, it's not great form by Templeton down there, and Melbourne do need him firing. Go back to the middle now with umpire Glenn James after a new ball was being brought onto the ground. Essendon crowd very vocal this afternoon. Madden again it was Merritt got it down, or was it Madden? It was Madden, taken by Watson. They do look a bit alike. Watson left puts it out toward Copping, being held by Giles, or vice versa. The umpire calls play on, the ball runs over the boundary, and now he has paid the free kick. I wasn't too sure who was hanging on to who, Peter.
Well, Copping is the recipient of the free kick. It was 6 of one, half dozen of the other, I thought, Jack, but still, Copping has got it. He's the form player. He kicked 6 goals in the first half. He swings away and kicks towards the goal square. A chance for Vanderhaar. Over the back was Moore. It hits the deck. The players force it towards the boundary line, and was that a point or out of bounds? It was the point, said the goal umpire, as Stephen Smith races over to collect the ball. So Essendon move on to 14-6, Melbourne 10-5.
From the full-back position, Stephen Smith comes out toward Flower over the top. Can't take the mark. A chance now. Thompson swings round. Will have a hurried shot toward goal. Doesn't make the distance. Off target also. Smith takes the mark and plays on to Zantuck. He swings it out toward the half-back line for Melbourne on the members' side of the ground. The ball eludes everybody. Setting a chance to pick up. Should hand pass. That he does. In towards Jarrett. Jarrett from the centre of the ground can go goal with it. Kicks a bit high, really. He's looking for Healy. Into the back of Healy came the opposition. Call play on. Taken by Ick. The whistle sounds. Who blew the whistle? And as Ick goes forward, the kick on a target. And it's through. Someone blew a whistle there.
I think it was actually a mark because that ball was kicked off the ground, and I think it travelled the required distance, Jack, and it was actually awarded a mark to Stephen Ick, believe it or not.
Well, he's played on, kicked the goal, and it's Melbourne coming back slightly. They're 3 goals down, 3 goals won at this stage, 90 points, playing 71 on 7's big league.
Third quarter, Essendon leading by 5 goals.
The difference, but here's Bahaja marking on half forward. He plays on, gets a short kick in up towards half forward. A poorly directed kick, and the mark has been taken by Giles, who has done very, very well this quarter playing on Stephen Copping.
Yes, he has that. He's got a 15-metre start now. He swings the ball out wide looking for Stephen Ick, but Danaher over the back, into the back of Ick. The ball on the turf, taken by Kelly O'Donnell. Sutcliffe gets it moving down toward to Richards on the half-forward zone. I think the players may have lost that in the sun. Taken by Stoneham. He breaks away and gives it to Watson. Watson's strength got him past the tackle. He moves with the left foot out toward the outer side of the ground where Madden made position. Can't quite pick it up. He dives on it. Desperate football by the big fellow. And the umpire said a free kick. He'll be rewarded with it. But now play goes on as Watson takes it up to Fowler. And Fowler takes the mark on the half-forward flank. Essendon not stopping for a breath. They move it quickly over toward Folds. It's Batterson coming out. Can't take it. The pack forms up. It's forced out of the pack now. And the play of Donnell gets it out. Nearly a throw to Batterson. He goes goal, and this should be through. That's another goal to Essendon. Off the move of Wayne Batterson it goes, and he kicks his second goal. So 7's big league score changes now. Essendon move their score to 17 goals, 8. That will be 120 points, no, 110 points it is, with the scoreboard catches up to Melbourne's 11-8-74.
Glenn Hawker has been taken off the ground for Essendon after he missed that goal, and the Melbourne are making interchange too. Coming onto the ground is Alan Jarrett, and coming off is Scott Sutcliffe. So, well, Melbourne are desperate at this stage, but You wouldn't have to be Einstein to work out what their problem is at the moment. Their problem is not with their defence. Their problem is up forward.
Madden into the back of Moore. No shepherding, said the umpire. So Madden takes the free kick. And a 15-metre penalty will go his way. He doesn't waste any time at all. Essendon have this pattern of play. They move the ball very quickly. No mark. Play on is the call. As the people in the stand rose off their feet to acclaim that mark of Van der Haar, the umpire said play on.
He had his name written all over that ball, and he really did have it, Jack, until halfway down he lost it.
Yes, he didn't quite have a good enough grip on it. Would have been a great mark and would have been a goal, I feel sure.
Well, Moore gets the ball down to the ground. There's Dunnell firing through the pack. Chance for Copping. He's a very strong player, Stephen Copping. He's got it. Over the line, he's bundled with the ball and out of bounds. Scoreboard showing Essendon well in control at this stage. 6 goals exactly in front, 17-8 to Melbourne 11-8.
And a chance of another one here from the boundary throw, and as Merritt tried to get it, there was no contact made really. The ball still in that pack of players. It gets hurried out to O'Donnell. The kick going very high, and it's a chance now for Jarrett, who's just come back on the ground, to give it to Flower. Flower going out wide, a well-delivered ball down toward Elshaw. Got it the front position and did it well. With the ball in front of him, he goes goalward. A lot of pace being shown here by Tony Elshaw. The kick towards Templeton, and he's taken a mark, but the angle's very, very acute. He should run around now and play on and blast it goal. He's gone back to take the set shot. I thought Petey could have swung around, opened up the goals and popped it through. He now does it. He tries it now, and it has come off. He took plenty of time to think about it, and he's brought up a goal for Melbourne. So it's 12-8. That will be 80 points to Melbourne, and Essendon on 17 goals, 8, 110 on Sevens Big League.
Yes, and that might lift the confidence of Calvin Templeton. There's no doubt in my book that they would be right up with Essendon if Healy and Templeton were up to their normal form. But Gerard Healy, of course, is not the same player as he was last year at the moment. He's struggling a little bit for form. Templeton has been dogged with injury this year, and I certainly do feel that is the reason why he is not the same player that won that Brownlow medal a couple of years ago. There's the kick down towards the half-forward line, where the mark is taken by Cameron Clayton. Immediately it goes across to Paul Weston, out wide. Good play by the Bombers. Timmy Watson, hand pass to Thompson, a bad one. Thompson's got it though. Oh, that was nearly out of bounds, but he's kicked a miraculous goal. Great goal by Michael Thompson for his first, and that would be interesting. Never look at that one on replay.
Well, he got the goal. That's the main thing for the Bomber fans. Melbourne 12-8, 80. Essendon 18 goals, 8, 116 on Sevens Big League scoreboard. We now have been playing exactly 25 minutes, so we move into the time-on period of the third term. Essendon with a good lead of 6 goals over Melbourne. Might be a bit much for Melbourne to make up, the way we've spoken of their forward line. Oh, he's control that centre bounce. Madden, over to Merritt it comes. No, he can't take it off. Flower, the meat in the sandwich. The kick drops short and taken by Cameron Clayton. Hand passes on very quickly to Danaher. He gets the boot into the ball, taken away by Fowler. Essendon move it quickly into the scoring zone. Otway in a charge, can't get it out yet. Here he does. Out with Van der Haar, and a goal. What a tenacious little player is Wayne Otway. Van der Haar hits his 4th goal, but all credit to Otway. 7 scoreboard showing Essendon 19-8 to Melbourne 12 goals 8.
And our commentators at Windy Hill, Jack Edwards and Peter McKenna. Essendon finally victorious by 34 points. Copping got 6 goals for Essendon, Van der Haar 5, Otway 4, and for Melbourne 3 each to Flower and Ick. Stats on the match from Windy Hill. The marks pretty even, only a difference of 2. The kicks only a difference of 21 there in favour of Essendon. The free kicks 27 each of 2. The handballs very much in favour of the Bombers, 114 to 98. The hit-outs 54 to 14. The domination there of Simon Madden and the big Essendon ruckman, and the shots at goal 40 to 32 in favour of Essendon. Let's check all today's siren scores once again in case you missed them. And first of all, the first win of the season for St Kilda this afternoon, defeating the Tigers 108 to 93. Jim Jess of Richmond, though, was reported by field umpire Morgan on a charge of allegedly striking Robert Elphinston of St Kilda during the final quarter of today's game. At Princes Park, Battle of the Co-Tenants saw the Blues victorious by 8 points. Moncrief got 6 for Hawthorn, Madden 4 for Carlton. At VFL Park, the battle of the centenary teams, Fitzroy and Footscray, the top side got knocked off, and the Bulldogs 145 to 99, Beasley 7. But Scott Clayton and also Beasley were reported by goal umpire Pratt for allegedly striking each other during the last quarter of today's game at VFL Park. And finally at Cardinia Park this afternoon, Geelong once again going down at home, this time to North Melbourne by 40 points. Phil Cracker and Jim Cracker got 4 goals for the Kangaroos. Peake got 4 goals for
Street ground with North Melbourne leading by 20 points, 4-3 to 1-1 as umpire Glenn James puts the ball down. Madden and Dempsey, won by Madden. Although Dempsey was North Melbourne's best player during the first quarter. Dool at right half-back flank, almost caught